and gentlemen, we've got the jump roper.
Oh!
What is going on here?
That's horrible.
Can we do it in slow motion? I said not so fast.
One at a time, defy
Slow
gravity.
it down. We're going double Dutch.
Keep on getting caught on one.
Okay. Slow down.
What the heck?
Jake, who are your characters, please?
Uncopyrighted knockoff characters.
No, they had their thing. They had their thing. All right, hold still. There they are.
Stand them on there. See what their feet do.
Oh, so hot. Oh, Halloween.
Oh.
All right, tonight's show
Wow.
is Kane. And it doesn't look like this at all.
That was rowdy.
It might look something like this.
It might.
Could.
Soon enough,
LED.
we're going to pull some
We're picking those
cane
two colors up, Oliver.
along these strips. And you're going to see what I'm talking about, why it always feels like jump rope. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are at the gathering point where we have our show tonight is featuring Kane. The first thing we're going to do is, where did my picture go? A Kane cup. Like to have visuals for you guys. Wait a second. Is this still being made as planned?
That's what we're trying to do here. We're going to be making a tumbler.
So isn't the Kane already lined up in the...
We couldn't time travel. So here we are, picking up some bar color and getting the show going, folks.
Not as scheduled as all, but we'll figure it out. So the show is about Kane. We wanted to start with glass blowing, but there's some prep work. The prep work takes about 10 minutes to do, so we're going to work on that prep work now. In this thing, it's called a garage, and the Kane colors are in there. And Chris has a small bit. Jake, you want to show me the book? Let's go over the book.
Yeah, welcome to the show, folks. If you guys have watched before,
Whenever
if you guys are
go in, you
brand
can always
new,
just
this
go in
is
when
the
it
gathering
starts to get
point,
heated up.
and we got this awesome book here that has all these amazing techniques and specialty things going on, handwritten, hand-developed.
And so, this is what they're doing right now. They're warming up the color. Case it. You want to describe what that means? Like a suitcase?
Cover it up in clear. You're going to dunk it and encase it in clear.
So this is how glassblowers can learn.
It's a visual thing, and then it's a doing it with your hands.
So this over here is the ladder that I had out on the floor. They're going to stretch it. Look at how hard he's pulling. That is how hard you do it. Dunking it in water. There's two. You're going to see this. This is actually nice to see this now because this guy's pulling out both ends. Here's one hand, here's the other hand, and he's stretching it. You're going to see this, and it happens so fast that actually these pictures are pretty good.
And we're going to do this as a miniature pull so that we can, or two miniature tiny little gathers so that we can do that cup just like this that Michelle was talking about, where we're going to lay these little cane into a mold, kind of like we do our cane pumpkins if you guys have seen us this last month doing our shows. Then you're going to pick it up onto the bubble down here. And then, just like they mentioned here really well with the drawing, you've got a usable portion of the cane in the middle. And so we're going to chop some off the end. Some's going to stay on the pipe, and we're going to twist that cane to make that sweet picture that you were just showing off.
So there are the calipers, which is pi, to line these up. This is a simple cup. The reason I chose it from a magazine just to make for the start of the show is that it's really simple. But here are some cane styles. If you just do a dot of color and surround it in clear, you'll end up with this look. So these are all the different style canes that you could make. It's in black and white, which I actually really like. So tonight's question is what? Do you remember?
I don't.
Tonight's question is, what color is our signature cane?
Oh, boy.
And what style is it going to be? Look at all these interesting styles. So Etta has made her appearance. She's been kind of mellow all day. Since these guys didn't start the poll earlier, we have time to hang out with Etta.
What you think, Etta?
Oh, and there's Bess. Oh, but I mean Etta. I mean Bess.
You want to say hi to some people in the chat?
Who do we got, Bess?
So in the chat, Dina says, hey, everyone. Sharon says, hi, you crazy group. Annette says, hi, everyone. Vicky says, hi, ho from Seattle. Pat says, evening. Katrina's here. Angel's here. Carrie says, hi, welcome back, Jake and Chris. Judy says, hi from New York. Lori says, hi. Carol's here from Sarnia. Let's see here. Missy is here from Dearborn. Over on the YT side, Tammy is here. And Norman is here. He says, hello from Indiana.
Hello, Norman. Hello, everyone else. Oliver will have a mic in a little bit. I'm going to do some narration in the beginning so that everyone knows what's going on.
We've got a nice dark solid. Actually, it's a really bright green. But I'm going to be encasing it in clear here and getting the thinnest layer possible of clear to trap that color inside.
All right, these guys are kind of like the Three Stooges figuring out stuff right now. So I'm going to step over here and show you what's on the show. We have some leaves. If you bought some pumpkins, you might want some leaves to accent your table. So we put some leaves on the show. And again, check out the colors here because when we take the photos, it's in daylight, they've got a light on them, they might look slightly different. So we got some more leaves. This acorn has some reflective glass on it, so it's got spots. We're still in pumpkin theme. So these are all the lovelies we picked for the show. Since sugars were so popular last week, we decided to feature more of the sugars. And this acorn has some spots. And
Michelle?
they're calling me over.
Oh, I'm going to need those diamonds when you're done.
All right.
I have never seen Etta walk in the hot shop over there. Does she do that?
She's
Hangs
all
up.
over the hot shop now.
How's it looking, Oliver?
She used to be afraid of the noise at first.
So
80% of the way there.
Go
Chris has got a
Etta.
clear bubble here. You going to be marbling it all, or are you just taking it like that?
I don't know what it looks like.
It's just a straight cylinder. Probably going to want to marble into
Yeah,
it.
Margaret.
Get a little point.
Yeah, Margaret, and bring it to me. Oh, just turn that. You don't have to move it.
Edith,
All right.
Edith says today is National Cat Day.
Oh,
Etta must have
Okay,
known
heat
she
that
was
up.
coming
That's
to
what I'm
hang
talking
out.
about.
The whole thing.
Does it take 3 people to make cane? Absolutely. Sometimes even more.
And this is going to
There's
be a
so much
twist
setup
cup.
and glass blowing, you just don't even know.
That's good, Oliver.
45.
Straight up.
nice.
So the thing is, kind of interesting is somehow plan
Stay.
ABCD happened.
Heat that up again for me.
And I have no idea what they're making anymore.
Jake, I'm ready when you are.
Who hijacked this? What are we making? You guys are changing. You got it.
Ready when you are, Oliver.
You want me to get this shaped up for you a little bit?
No, I just want it like a long, hot cylinder, just like it is. Straight up.
Bess, do you have any questions in the chat?
Heat that up. Jake, I'm ready.
So Missy asks if you guys have ever done a sugared Van Gogh pumpkin.
We've done a sugared Van Gogh mug, a custom one before.
I think that's good.
I have to think about that. That's so much technique.
It's a lot going on.
That's a lot going on. All right, so guys, I apologize. No one clued me into the plan had changed during the show, so we were not pulling cane. We're making some sort of cup.
We were doing a cane twist cup. That's what the plan was the whole time. We sat at the table, I thought, and talked about it. But I don't know exactly, except I was just doing what I was told.
Now, this is why we did the little jump rope thing. That was a little fast and furious. But this is how you stretch the glass out to make colored strips. That's a mini one.
That'll work for something nice at some point. Pulled out pretty nice.
Sure
For
did.
being left
Is that
for
the
cane.
green or what color was
I
that?
think I've got the yellow.
So the colors are yellow and green?
Yes.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same in the beginning. It looks orange right now, but as it cools, it's probably going to be bright yellow.
I'm gonna let go of this. It's gonna be perfectly stiff.
Ta-da!
And you're starting to see some yellow coming in here as it cools down. So Chris is over there melting
I'm gonna
in the
get on that
cane
marble.
there. We've got some lines, some vertical lines, which he's going to start squishing into the body, and then he'll be able to twist the cup, get those tumbler vortexes.
Yeah, so this is different than the one we showed in the picture, but it's going to have two colors on it, yellow and green. And Annette said her interest is piqued. Well, get ready, Annette, because this is going to be a fun show. These are the ladders. They are not functional other than to set the hot glass down upon. You can see all the areas where it was burned. And that's because we use them often.
Annette's curiosity is piqued with this.
As should everyone be. Oliver's doing the next color, pulling out the green. The reason he flip-flops the pipe back and forth is determining how he wants it to pull out. Meanwhile, Chris has lots of color on this. It's in stripes. And as he blows and twists it up, you're going to see those stripes spin.
Need a hand? Oliver doing the super stretch.
Look at that, Oliver.
That's how we get our workout here at the Glass Academy.
It's nice to see some unfamiliar names on YT. I watched a little bit of last week's show when we were both out of town, Chris and I, and everyone was getting all rowdy, blowing everything up in the shop.
Did you see the beginning?
I saw some of it.
Oh, did you
I'm
see
going
the
to take
good part
a
of
bench
it?
blow.
To get a bench blow, but I'll read off some names on the YT in a second, but really cool to see that viewership growing over there, and if anyone's new to the show, welcome.
That's
Blow.
'cause we tell them to ring the bell.
I think one of my favorite things is seeing when we
Good.
get a new name turn into a regular.
Turn
Blow.
into what?
A regular.
Yeah, I agree.
Good.
All right, and so I have to ask, if you guys are new to the show, where did you find us? Because we were lost and you found us. But where did you find us?
That's really cool looking.
Because we've been putting stickers around.
Oh,
And
I'm
we're
gonna try
curious
something
if you
magical.
guys are finding them. So let us know in the chat if you're new to the show where you found us.
Nope.
We've got Kay here saying hello from New Zealand. Hello, Kay.
Yay!
Blow,
New
Oliver.
Zealand, baby. Look at that tumbler. Granny green and a brilliant power yellow.
Good. It's kind of like the one in the picture.
That looks really cool.
Just like the one in the picture.
Just a different technique is all.
So this is going to be a members piece if you guys are new to the show, or if you are a member, the first piece made and is a complete and intentional piece of the day, not that crazy jump rope on the Marver here, is available to the subscribing members. Everything after that, and there's going to be some crazy things happening later, are going to be
Cap,
made
for
available to
starters.
the public live during the show.
All right, so the players, who's who? In the orange shirts, we have on the bench, we have Chris Nordine with the paddle in his hand.
Tis
The
I.
glory hole is Jacob Nordine.
Good. Off.
Through the smoke on the back end
I'll
is
take a
want
Oliver.
Maurice and then a punny.
We got Bess doing the tech tonight and the master of ceremonies
Master of ceremonies.
with the jump roping technique. My name's Michelle.
There she is.
So someone mentioned they don't understand what this means.
Interesting.
Yeah. Bess, do
great
you want
question.
to describe it?
I missed what you were pointing
Oh,
to.
I'm sorry, the gathering point. How did we get that name?
Yeah, so.
Do you know?
I mean, it's a glass blowing term, a gather, right?
Yep.
So you go and you take your blowpipe or your punty and you take a gather of glass out of the furnace.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that's what it came from.
It did. This came.
It's true.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
You're okay.
This happened before you got here. We wanted to name the show when we started YouTube, and we asked our customers like, what can we name the show? And we decided on the gathering point because we're all coming together. It was during COVID times. We're gathering to watch the live show, and so we named the show The Gathering Point. And because you gather glass from the furnace.
And it's a gathering point of social goodness and great energy and good mojo and coffee and Red Wings. And so it seemed fitting. And if you remember, I don't remember what show it was, but we did have a pretty nice sweepstakes, a naming sweepstakes, where we were like, the gathering point's the one. But we had like 40 or 50 different names that we were going through, and there were a lot of different options, a lot submitted by you guys, which was super cool. And the gathering point was the friendliest, most family friendly, and all-encompassing name that we could come up with. I think that was before your time, Oliver, wasn't it?
Before my time. It's all right.
Do you remember what show you started?
Yeah, I do. It's a really easy one to remember. Show
100.
200.
Might
Yeah,
be kind
200.
of cool to have some type of contest someday about how many gathers we do during the show.
Ooh.
And
That
if
would
we
be
do
a
that
fun
on every
one.
show and someone's responsible for keeping track of that, could be crazy.
That could be crazy. That is an interesting idea.
Because it is the gathering point, and that's what the gather is.
Yeah. Or we like,
How many gathers do you think you've taken?
In a lifetime.
oh man.
A lot.
What about the average number per show, do you think? How many gathers per show
Well, it depends if we're
over
doing
time?
a lot of bit work or if it's just we make
Yeah, I mean,
3 to 6 pieces a show.
we've done some pieces. I mean, here's another one, a good question. Let's not even answer that one. What was the piece in the last 291 shows that we think had most bits ran?
Oh, let me think.
I'm thinking some kind of foliage or something, maybe.
Is there something that's like particularly coming into your mind that you haven't?
No, it's like when you don't have a word on the tip of your tongue. I'm like waiting for it to come, but I can't picture it right now. Help us out in the chat, you guys.
I know you did that log, which had a lot of pieces to it.
Did you say log? Like a lager?
Like a log?
Not a
Bess
log,
got
a lag.
some sort of accent over there.
Coming
You guys know where she's from, don't you?
A really cool place.
Sharon says, look out, Jake has espresso.
Yeah, it's been spotted. Sharon, Sharon's an incredible customer and connoisseur of the glass world, and she did gift me this watch a long time ago. The Red Wings are back going right now. This is the 98 birth year Stanley Cup watch she gifted to me, and it's so old that it stopped working, and it was running out of
You just wear it for
juice.
looks.
It like had a problem in the inside, and I took it in, and it was just 4 weeks in the shop I was without my watch. And they were tinkering on it and fixing it and putting it back together and everything, and the guy loved it. He wanted to buy it off me at the store, but
And so in the
couldn't
end,
happen,
he got
Sharon.
it working?
He got it fixed. It wasn't cheap, but she's back up and running. It's one of my top 3 favorite watches all time, and it's a beauty, Sharon.
What's after?
Ah.
All right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a member
Stamper?
Wow.
What was at the bottom?
of
I
the
didn't
Glass
think-
Academy Loyalty League, we're going to get that on the website. Look at that,
looks really
sweetie. Do we have the cane colors are over here, correct?
Yeah, they're gonna be
Nice, the
Contrast.
visual.
Here are the two colors that will be.
That's a nice sipper. So for the efficiency of this show, Michelle queued me up to keep on to the next piece, which is going to be a cane pull. It's going to be hardcore and it's going to be amazing, but it does take time as well, as does all bar color. So as these guys finish it up, I'm going to gather up our first chunk of color.
Carol said it's possibly the piece that you carried the most bits over for is possibly a pot of gold with a bunch of coins in it.
Ooh, that was a good one.
What was it?
Pot of gold with a bunch of coins.
Oh my goodness, what a great memory. Good call.
On the bottom is going to go the GA stamp. This is how we sign our work. Sometimes we put a little belly button on the side. Sometimes we push it in on the bottom.
Where are we going with it?
This particular one pushed in
Over
on
here.
the bottom.
Yeah, right side.
And
Yeah, I got her.
off to the annealing oven. Behind all these wooden tools is this special cooling
I'm going to go for one of these
chamber.
colors. You want to pick up the other? Just bring it like a soupy glob.
So color is preheated. In here,
Yes, because I'll be... No, you just
see
go
that
regular.
little nugget? Well, it's not really little.
That's a big guy.
Yeah, that's about 2 inches of color.
And it's not sticking.
it's
Pull
a
the
little
yellow.
tricky. Oh, and I heard it crack. So yellow's a stiff color.
You get it going,
It
give
takes
it to
a minute to warm up. So he's going, the top of the garage there is maybe like 1200, maybe a little hotter. You want to preheat a little before you go to the glory hole, which is 2400. So while they're each heating up a color, let me show you something else. Here is the color chopped up, but here is the color. We buy it and it's called rods. This is what it looks like when we purchase it.
Got it?
Look at the numbers and the label. It looks like it's from like 1902, but this is color from Germany. It's called Kugler. And you can see we have little bins of it here. Reach inside, a beautiful purple. So depending what you're making, you cut off a hunk of that. And then you can make these cane. There's ones that have, this is color on the outside. There's ones that have many layers of color on the inside. And you can see this looks like the green and yellow of that cup. So we use these on different projects. Like this would be a great pumpkin to have these cane on, or a drinking cup. There's some purple, there's some white in there. And we take all these different rods and we heat them up, and then they're going to stretch them out. And Etta is just joining us any way she can.
After all that work, I finally got my cup of espresso, folks.
You're supposed to do that before the show.
I'm going to read 2 comments real quick. I've got Crystal says hi from Rochester. Love Glass Academy. Visited for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Where did she find us?
I don't know where she found us, but the first time she visited was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So Crystal, how'd you find us? Connie says, hi everyone. Love my Mr. Perps I got last week. He looks great with my pumpkins. Had a gift certificate for my birthday.
Nice.
Very cool.
Represent.
Thank you.
Linda says, got a gift certificate. I'm waiting for a penguin. Penguins are cute.
Oh, that's so funny. We were just looking at a big video of last year's penguin.
Also, Linda, your name has been front of mind because your name is the last member plaque for the Michigan room that I engraved before I went to bed last night.
It's all good.
Okay, the tool that the guys are at is called the glory hole. It's 2,400 degrees. There's a couple spaces. Jake's on a little rack, and they're going in there to heat it up. And there's going to be many reheats there, some clear at it. And here is some cane. This cane's pretty cool. It's got texture on the outside. It's about 1/4 of an inch thick. It's the blue, which is our recycled tank. So it's got a really faint blue. And you can see they've got the pastorelli, which is a steel plate. And like we saw it in the book over there, the little pie measurer. So you measure this, and then the back side tells you how big your bubble needs to be. So my other question is, how many glass blowers are on the show that could cater to the way that I talk? So if there's a lot of glass blowers, I might use some technical terms. If there's not many glass blowers, we're going to keep it real simple in layman's terms so you understand the process of what's going on. So here we have two guys that just met up and they're just having a gentle conversation with each other. They came in, come here often. Jake's color, and the interesting thing about pulling out this cane is who chose these colors
Chris chose these colors.
and
Yeah,
why?
give me a little taper to it, please.
Because one color is really stiff and the other color is really soft, which makes the cane pull treacherous.
If you guys hear the feed right now, that's because Chris is playing audio from his phone.
It's a subtle hint. Turn your phone off.
Volume. I can hear it in my headphones. It's coming through your mic. There you go.
You know, just a little sound issues when we do the show. All right, so behind Jake is a sign that says Glassblowing. That's how you find us on YouTube. We like to do these shows. They're both educational and entertainment, and this is one of the rare shows that we do that is about pulling cane. And the reason we're pulling cane is because holidays coming up. We do these amazing candy canes.
I'm ready. Hold it up on your way over.
You guys also have a lot of excitement coming in the next 3 minutes because you're going to see some cane pulls. You also have the table going live. We do an amazing table every single
Steady.
week of one and done products that you might not get to shop otherwise if you don't come in the gallery often. And so we've got some amazing products on the table that will go live in 3 minutes. I can't wait for you guys to
No
see
way.
them.
It's going all out. The heck. I like this blue. The lapis blue is a really cool color because when it changes, when it cools off, it's really neat. You can see those colors.
Yeah, the tricky thing about it is that it's really soft. So
Yeah.
having it in the middle here, it might just mean this could be a completely blue bar color
Are
pull.
you going to lay down clear in between before you dip?
I may just do that.
That's one way to solve it.
I shall also trim this as Oliver, if you'd like to come over and catch the
Oh, living on the edge.
touch it.
Got it.
He's got it.
This is hilarious. Do not do this at home.
Touch
Grab it,
it.
Oliver. Grab it. Bonus.
Touch it.
All right, who knows what they just did? Did it make sense? I think of like Play-Doh. I mean, do you guys remember doing Play-Doh when you were a kid? And you wanted to like even it up? You want to talk about the death machine?
Yeah. This is called the death machine.
Yeah, I mean, it's
folks.
Halloween. Let's go for it.
No, it's actually used
No.
for in the morning when you want to have your scrambled eggs. You take this and you put all your eggs in the bowl, and then you put it on high speed, and you
Dang.
go. And
I
then
needed one of
your
those this
eggs are beat
morning.
perfectly. But now back to the show, folks. This is
Me
actually
too, man.
the thing that does the cane, twists the cane. You're going to see exactly
Let me
how
get
that
one more
works.
snip to you.
You put a mass of glass on the end of this really great apparatus for cane pulling, and then one person hand turns on one side, and the other person turns with the drill, and you can spin it so much more efficiently with the hand drill. It's really unbelievable, and I think the motivating factor is that it avoids, when you're pulling a lot of cane, getting carpal tunnel.
So how do you gather glass with that from the furnace? Does it have an extended arm, or do you just dip your hand in the furnace?
No, you actually gather glass and drip it on the marver, and then you stick that little fork end in there, and you secure it on there, and now you've got a landing pad for the end of the cane that Jake's making.
And then this is room temperature right now, right? Like I could touch it.
Oh, yep.
So then how will the glass stick to it? If
Can I
glass
get
likes
some
to
couple
stick to
clear
hot
bits as you're
things?
doing that, maybe,
Yep.
to fill these in?
Those little forks on the end are thin enough, about 3/16 of an inch, that the glass instantly heats them up and bonds to them.
Okay, so to even
So-
it out, Jake wanted it nice and even.
And I've pulled very little cane in my day, folks. I'm excited to do this live on the show.
How many clear?
Just
Four
four
clear
little
bits?
ones, yeah.
Are you excited?
I am excited, but if we could get out of the way the most important question of the night, how do you guys like your eggs? Fried or scrambled?
Are those the only choices?
What other choice do we have?
Over
easy?
medium.
Poached,
Oh.
Boiled eggs, baby.
deviled.
Oh.
No, deviled's not included.
Oh.
Come on now.
Deviled is tasty, but that's not like a breakfast egg thing that people just make in the morning.
I will make deviled eggs any time of day, okay? Scrambled eggs, if you ask me to make a scrambled egg, I'll make 3 eggs. If you ask me to make deviled eggs, I'll eat like 20 of those bad boys. I love deviled eggs.
I do enjoy deviled eggs as well.
But if I had to pick between the options you gave me, I loved a good poached egg on Eggs
Oh,
Benedict.
there's poached eggs.
All right, favorite egg, put it in the chat.
I also
We'll
like a good
focus.
fried egg over medium.
Fried egg over mediums, your answer,
Yep.
Dad?
I just have a confusing thought.
Uh-oh.
You never order a dozen eggs for breakfast, but when you go up to a table that's got deviled eggs on them,
You eat 12
you
of
can
them?
eat. And 12 is really 6 because they're cut in
Yeah.
half. But how many times do you eat 6 eggs in the morning? Never. You ever eat 6 hard-boiled eggs? No.
How many of you guys have eaten 12 deviled eggs? I've come darn close. Whoa.
Go, Oliver, go.
Do you count 12 deviled eggs as a half
Yeah.
or a whole?
Yeah,
12
it would only
halves.
be 6.
You
So
can
only
have
6
12
eggs?
It would be
halves.
6
So
eggs.
12 halves would be 6 eggs. You'd have to eat 24. Cool Hand Luke, I think, ate 106 solid
Who's he?
hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah,
Who's
who's
he?
Cool Hand Luke?
Cool Hand Luke was the guy who had failure to communicate. It was a great show. You guys remember
Anyways,
that show?
back to the eggs.
Oh, all right.
Both on YouTube and on Facebook. If you guys can put in the algorithm, and I'm asking you this like in a really cool way too, because when you put it in the algorithm, then
get-
YouTube's like, something's going on here. And then they boost our
Seal
show.
it in.
So on YouTube, we've got sunny side up, over easy, scrambled, sunny side up, over medium.
No one said soft boiled.
Poached.
That's my favorite.
Not yet. Over on the FB side, I've got
Poached.
a lot of scrambled eggs. I've got some poached eggs in there. I've got scrambled specifically with cheese.
Oh, additives.
Over medium. Dina says she doesn't like eggs.
Dana.
Some people don't.
That's when you eat the egg supplement. That's why they make egg supplements.
Why?
They make all kinds of food supplements for people who don't like that food. Then you eat a
Hey.
supplement.
Check out the shadow. Mr. Gimbal in the house.
Gimbal shadow. All right, well, all I'm doing here is just slapping around the glass on the table, doing nothing intentionally, but I've done it now, whatever it is,
Okay, hold
and
still.
I'm going to go gather over it.
All right, so the clear filled in those spaces so the blue would not drip out of where it was supposed to. If that makes sense. It's keeping it in line.
You guys want to go for the patty?
For the patty for what?
For just one gather in this, the patty for that?
I think we got a little time yet.
This
I
is-
want to take a second here to mention that the table has gone live.
Oh, nice.
So I'm
Cool
going
Man
to
Luke.
get the link to that in the chat here in just a second. We've got a really cool mixture of acorns and one and done pumpkins on here. So check it out.
That is one nice gather, my friend.
Thanks.
We're not
I'm
skimping
gonna
on
hop
anything
away
over
from my
here.
table for a second to try to get a video here. So if you guys have a question, still put it in the chat. I just won't see it right away.
So Jake intentionally let the glass come down on itself so
All
that
right, you want to show the application here?
the clear glass is around the body, trapping the color inside, and the color goes all the way to the end. This is the clear patty that the machine is going to stick on. These are modern tools, ancient technique.
You pinch together. Now it's completely attached,
Oh my gosh, the drill has a light on it. That's hilarious.
just so we can see what we're doing. Looking pretty good though. You want this to be not too hot, because if it's too hot, it'll actually push too much heat into the mass that Jake has, and it'll pull too thin on my end. So I want it to be fairly cool.
You are so cool. All right, Bess is going to jump in and get some video, so I'm thinking about where I'm going.
All right, I think do one more marb or the dunk and the ride. Call that the old dunk and ride.
All right. Remember, in the book,
A couple bubbles in here, but I mean, hey, we
this
really only
is
figured
happening
out
next.
the cane
That's
pull
what Chris
2 minutes
has.
before
That's
the show.
The post. They're going to stretch it like this.
No, the way I had it, just straighten it out. I'm not sure why it got turned. There you go, and pull it, pull it towards you, because we take it. Don't we take it off of there eventually, and then move it over the.
All right,
This is it.
this is it.
Am I
All
going to
right.
hand this to you
Set it on the table right there.
like that?
At the
Then
start
you're
of the
going to take
show,
hold of it,
remember
right?
the
Switch it
jump
the other way.
roping?
Flip it 180 degrees.
Like that.
It went
Yes, thanks.
a little fast.
And you're giving me the drill.
No, you're getting the pipe. Right here. I got it.
And I'm spinning it forward.
Forward.
It sounds like a mixer.
Slow.
This is where I'm saying, doesn't it look like a jump rope? Like you want to jump over it? Guys are turning their hands at the bench. Jake's working, keeping
better
an
start
eye
going,
on how
Jacoby.
heat the how hot the mass is, and that determines how much he's pulling, how fast he can walk. The guys at the other end, it's still got some orange in it. It's still warm on both ends. Put your questions or comments in the chat.
I want you guys to put in the chat how long you think this is going to be when it's all said and done.
I think we're probably good.
I'm
Doesn't it
slowing
sound
down
like
and pulling a little
mixer?
more. All right, I'm gonna pull.
So now they're holding it taut while it cools off so that it's straight.
That's a cute little pull.
It's nice.
Jake does not normally pull cane. Again, you don't want to do a soft color and a stiff color. It's best if you do too stiff.
It's honestly
and
not
too
bad
soft.
for a small pull.
Super even on the twist.
Yeah.
They look like little coffee beans in there. It's kind of
Coffee
like a
beans.
leaf.
You guys can see it looks orange right now, but it is yellow.
I think that's because I didn't dunk it in the water evenly, maybe. Didn't stick perfectly onto the piece here, but
Still didn't really affect it. It looks
didn't really
great.
affect it. It looks pretty good.
Super nice twist.
It
Check
does
this
look
out.
like coffee beans.
Police line, do not cross.
Don't cross whatever you do.
Tobacco and like black or brown.
Yeah,
dark
we
brown.
could make a coffee bean.
Hey,
An amber on top of tobacco or something.
Oh, that's not a pipe. I was going to say we could always heat that up and do something with it.
What's that?
All right, that turned out great. Nice work, Jake.
Nice. Great work, team.
All right. Now,
Now, no one's mic is on.
My mic is on.
All right, Bess, what do you want to talk about?
What do we want to talk about? We're not doing housekeeping yet, but I do want to give you guys a heads up. I've got 2 giveaways this week. I've got our beautiful swirled sugared pumpkin. And then I've also got our monthly $100 gift card winner.
What?
Give away another
Jeez,
$100
super
gift card
giveaway.
because it is the end of October. So stay tuned for that. I've got 2 amazing winners for that.
And that can be, the gift card can be for classes or products or a tip for the glass blowers.
That's right. And this does seem to be the last table we're going to be doing pumpkins for this harvest season. So if you guys are from out of town, if you watch the show non-locally, this is your last opportunity to get some of the nicest pumpkins of the year, our final batch. We're also going to be doing a can drive this month of November, all the way to the final day of pumpkins in-house here at the Glass Academy.
Jot this down, everyone. Hold still. 3 cans of food equals 10% off. When you come to the Glass Academy between these dates, we're doing a food drive. Give us 3 cans of food. We give you a coupon for 10% off to be used that day. So
And we're going to do one more day on the 17th of custom order pumpkins. We'll prep for that out of popular demand. And it's in the spirit of Thanksgiving, the spirit of giving back and all kinds of goodness. With our best pumpkins around, we want to give you an opportunity to get something for your harvest table, and that's the deal with that. Let you know more about that in a minute. These guys are prepping up a cane pickup roll-up that we're going to do here, folks.
like a sandwich? A roll-up?
A roll-up. It's not a buffalo chicken one. It is recycle and clear, super twisted, finger sizzling.
See smoke come off my thumb?
Yeah,
Why
Cane.
finger sizzling?
because that is preheated. You don't want to shock the glass too much by sticking it in there with it all completely cold. So they've preheated that pastorelli, and they've gone and laid the cane on there. And we're going to do
So pastrami or pastorelli?
So, I mean, this side
Just seeing if
Doesn't
they're
really
paying
matter 'cause he
attention,
can
but
flip either
clearly
way.
they're not.
darn close. So
I like that
so-
side. Looks great.
But I'm saying, you pick it up here, that'll be on the bottom,
Right.
which is fine, and this will be smooth on the trimming off.
Yeah.
Who grew up with the Three Stooges?
Me a little bit. But we're going to do 2 pieces out of this.
Yes? Tell me more.
Yeah, Jake's gonna be picking this piece up on the moil of a blowpipe and creating a hollow tube out of all those canes, a pastorelli pickup, and then he's gonna take that and he's going to neck it into a cylinder. We're letting these warm up.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, we just put them on here, and they got to warm up before we go into the glory hole and heat them up. Otherwise, they'll explode, and then we'll have to axe the thought of that piece. So we're letting them warm up. They're not super hot yet at all. I can still touch them, so they're not even hot at
And
all.
let's remember that we got our exact measurement right here.
Like pumpkin pie, this is what kind of pie?
It's a pie radiator cane pickup machine.
Can you see it
I love
radiating crumble?
Yeah.
So
All right.
to finish up what I was talking about, Jake's going to roll all this up on a blowpipe and create a cylinder out of every one of those. Like if you took my fingers and you actually rolled them up and folded them into a circle, we would have all those straw-shaped pieces into a cylinder. And then he's going to neck down about half of it, and he's going to have me take that and put it on the end of a blowpipe so I can do a piece out of half of it, and then he's going to do a piece out of the other half, which is going to be pretty cool.
And then Oliver and I are going to do a piece out
And
of...
then Oliver and Michelle are going to do a piece as well.
Yeah.
But not out of this cane.
What?
They're going to pull their own cane and pick it up.
All right.
Bigger and better.
That's right.
To my Loyalty League members, that green and yellow twist cup that was made at the beginning of the show is now available through the link you were emailed. So if you were interested in purchasing that, there is one of them you watched to get made, and it is live.
It's a top hat. I could put that's the head.
No, it's a little too big, that sphere I just drew.
Can't
It's
go in the
bigger than
garage
I'd
with
like
them.
it. But originally I was going to make a mug out of this. We haven't done drinkware in quite a while, but we do have a drinkware show planned. And so I'd like to really make a really baller, intentional, super cool decanter. And so this is going to be tall and slender. It's my favorite shape like this. Your hand will go right here. It'll pour really nicely. And then I brought out the blue chrome to make this will be recycled blue with white twisted cane on it. and we'll do a blue chrome, really like alien-like sphere that'll drop down. I like it to be actually like 50-50, so it just pops out the top and you see it through the bottom.
Did you say it's getting a handle or no?
No handle, it'll be a grabber.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And it depends on how much this cane, if I pull this cane out and we get it all lined up and we don't lose a bunch of it, and there's enough cane to pull out a shape like that and make it a kind of a nice decanter, but chances are I might gather over it. I don't know. We're going to have to see how it comes out.
Yeah, I'm going to take, you're probably going to give me a third, and you're going to keep 2/3. That's
Perfect.
2 1/2.
Perfect.
Hopefully, if those people heard that, because my mic
They
was off,
did, for
they're talking
sure.
to Jake's mic. All right, so
No, because he's going to be putting his leftover chunk off the bottom in the garage. So go for it. Remember,
Oliver's
there's
got
this
the
slip
muscle
right
going
here.
on.
put it over that lip and then push it in with the
Pastorelli
yoke.
is a nice little
There you
heavy
go.
piece of equipment.
Just takes a steady hand there.
It does. Takes a lot of concentration.
So now, like Chris was saying, I need to look at this and visualize that size, which is
Ideally,
always
what
a
I'd
lot
like to do
smaller
is
than
turn
you
that
think,
burner
and
way
pull out
down
a pipe and roll up a
doesn't
tiny
overmelt
little
it.
bit of glass like I'm making a punty that's going to be that perfect diameter.
So the pipe head diameters, Jake's going to pick which pipe head he wants.
Now it'll
you don't
heat it
want
up
to
the whole
pick the
thing more.
2-inch
Stay in there.
diameter pipe head. It won't work.
You can turn
Half
it
an
back
inch
up
is not
afterwards.
going to be strong enough for what he needs to do.
A lot of guys.
He has a variety of pipes to choose from. He picks the one that he thinks is going to work, and it was the one that was not heated.
If I'm not mistaken, what are these, 3/4? These green pipes?
Those are 1.25
Will
Inch and a quarter?
Will you put it in that so they can see? So that gives them room to have the glass on the sides.
Well, over time, they've shrunk down to 1 inch.
Yep.
And we did just chop some pipes the other day because they do
Blowpipes?
get corroded, yeah. Probably.
All right, Bess, what's today's question?
So today's giveaway question is, what color do you think the 2024 signature cane will be?
And this is from last week. Someone's going to win that.
So that's a beautiful, amazing pumpkin from last week. We don't know what the giveaway is this week, but you can win absolutely something amazing, totally for free, because you're going to send your answer to that question to enews@glassacademy.com. Be as descriptive as you want. Maybe you just have a color idea, or maybe you think it's going to be cotton candy pink with the blue spiral. I mean, you can get as creative as you want.
You
I'm
could
just
get,
making up
like,
things right here.
Rainbow color with polka dots.
Let us know, as creative as you want to be, what you think that signature cane is going to look like.
You saw some of the colors I went over earlier. Now Jake is going to blow out the end of this, which is something you never do in glass, but every
I don't know if I got enough.
technique, yeah, when you pop it out, you should. He's blowing it up. Boop. There's a little bubble at the end. He's going to pop that right out.
Oh.
So this is a little tricky. So Oliver's learning how to maneuver the Pastorelli. Chris is spinning it around because the heat comes from one source out of the glory hole. So you need to spin it around, letting both sides get exposed to the heat. Making sure the hole is open. And I don't know if the chat's quiet,
look
but
good.
here you can always tell it's something serious or something new when everyone stops talking.
Making sure that that piece is hot enough and molten enough that when Jake rolls it rolls up evenly so it's not stiff on the far end. And we just got it, Oliver got a really good heat on it, and it's going to probably be ready in just any moment. He's going to pull it out. I'm going to knock off the two end caps. I'm going to take them off that are keeping them from rolling off. I know they're going to be connected, and Jake's going to come on over, and we're going to go for it.
We ready?
Give me one more second. Go ahead, Oliver, a little longer. I say let's do it.
Okay.
Come on out, Oliver.
And I got to have my timing just right so that I'm not
Perfect.
too hot.
Just that way is perfect. You
I'll
got
take
it?
one of
Bring it
those
right.
tweezers from you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, nothing.
Nice.
I wanted to make sure they were stuck. Up on there. Go up higher. There you go. Now roller.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Right in the glory hole, baby. Give it a good flex. You might, if you have to knock one off, you can always just cut it with your shears and they pop off.
Oliver's
that's
going
our
to set that
special.
aside, knowing it's still
I
going
think
to
just
stay
pushing
hot
down
for
is
a
a little
while.
hard.
So very important you set it somewhere that no one's going to accidentally walk upon it, which has totally happened. All right,
It's
making
like you could
sense to everyone?
maybe take just one off
Okay.
with the shears. Beautiful. That's going to seal up perfect.
It's a pretty good looking roll, though,
And
actually.
then remember how to do it, right? A little bit on the back side.
I'm going to fix it up on the backside. I messed it up with the tweezers a little bit.
Right here.
So there's a question on the YT side I want to answer. Jamie asks if we are doing custom mugs or do you have to
Perfect.
wait until Renfest to do that?
Nice.
So we actually have something here in studio called Happy Hour. It's something you guys can sign up for. It's an amazing night where, yes, you, Chris.
Me? I can sign up?
You can sign up.
All right.
And
Should we wipe that
you're
one,
kind of the
Marva?
creative mastermind behind the glass. So you get to dream up your drinkware, and the glass blowers will make it in front of you. It's what we like to call a hands-off experience. It's a fantastic night. You can bring in some snacks if you'd like to, and it's a blast. We usually do it once a month on a Thursday, but you can sign up for it through our website. So yes, we are doing custom mugs, still in a little bit different format, obviously, than Renfest, but if that's something you're interested in, you can definitely sign up for that through our website.
Yeah, we're changing the pricing on that class, too. We just established it today, and it came up with a great idea that's going to work really well. So stay tuned for updates on that.
Remember, you need to use your jacks on there.
Yeah.
Answer how many feet that was?
We haven't measured it yet.
Take measure around that.
I can grab a tape measure.
Perfect. Yeah, so Oliver is going to measure how long that cane is right now. We'll see who is the closest.
You know, if you twist it.
Don't
Keep it
twist
straight.
it. I was trying, my brain was, because that's twisted, I was like,
It's looking good though. And then I'm not gonna stick mine right on the end of the pipe. So when you neck yours down, the last thing you do is just flare it open a little bit, and I'll make my moil like your moil,
go in a little bit.
tapered like this, so I can go into it and have it a little bit up on the moil, so it doesn't
members
pull
only
off.
piece is
Okay.
still available. There's still some beautiful pieces on the table still available.
Just pull that cane back towards you. Oh, you got it, Oliver. It's lined up perfect.
19 feet 6 inches.
Let's see, Lynn on the YT side said 21 feet. That's pretty close. Let's see.
I think if you
Dave said
flare it,
22
it doesn't even
and a
matter.
half.
Okay.
It's going to be on the moil.
All right.
Lynn, that might be the closest guess.
Should I get mine ready? You're going to neck it now, right?
Yep. I think I gotta gather over this. Yeah. Yep.
So I did want to say, while we were getting all this cane prepped up, and even now, there's a lot of quiet moments in this because we're focused. But when I was using that pastorelli and heating up that cane, there's about 105 things to keep track of. A lot of very nuanced and small details that you're looking for when doing cane work like this. And Chris was coaching me through a lot of that. And it kind of got me thinking about how... Like, we do these classes on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where you can come in, you can take a class. If you're watching right now, you're in the local area, you can come and take a class with us. We'll teach you how to do some glass blowing. It's a really fun time. I can't recommend it enough. But in the same way that I try to distill, like, the core aspects of glass blowing to someone
Close it right off.
in a very, like, quick, short period of time and just, like, get it really distilled down to the core points. Chris was trying to do that same thing to me, but at like the next level of glass blowing almost. And that was like really interesting for me as a glass blower to be on kind of both sides of the fence on that one.
Some of the comments are glass blowing comments. They would not know these things unless they were a glass blower.
Probably close that up a little bit for
Okay.
me.
Do it with the tag.
You want the tag?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to do these, and it's very important to not get stressed out about it, because this is not the style of glass blowing that we do all the time. But it is really fun to do, and it's nice to take the time to do it, and having members that are supporting us to do this kind of thing is an honor and a privilege, because you see the amount of time it takes to do something like this, and it's good.
I'm seeing on the YouTube side there's a glass blower who does both soft glass and boro by the name of Sam. Sam, if you're still like in the chat, do you work for a specific studio? Are you a solo artist? What's the deal? Because Jake's got some Pittsburgh glass blowing experience.
I'm trying to think of a Sam from Pittsburgh.
And we just want to know if we know you, dude.
Yeah, I was just missing Pittsburgh last night, watching Pittsburgh play some football, and what a beautiful city. Anybody ever been out to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Pretty darn nice.
No, I didn't live in Pittsburgh, but I actually have friends who live in Pittsburgh, so I've been out to visit because of that. And then when I was in high school, when my dad was traveling a lot for work, he really made it a goal to try to get to as many ballparks as he could. So we actually went to a baseball game out in Pittsburgh as well. They were playing Phillies.
We know somebody out there who tries to get to as many ballparks as she can. She's pretty amazing. She might only have a few left. Do you ever remember how many she said she only had left?
I don't remember. 4?
That's pretty cool.
Who thinks the Dodgers are going to win tomorrow night? I know that's a global showing.
I don't know. I just really don't like the Yankees. I don't like either team, but I think I don't like the Yankees more. So I'm just, if I have to pick a team, or they could just cancel the World Series this year, and I'm fine with that too.
Cancel it.
Just cancel it.
All right, we almost got this smoothed out here. Oh man.
Yeah. I don't think you should be gathering over yours, Jake.
I think so.
So,
no?
It's just a nice without it.
Explain a little bit why you'd want to gather over it, why you wouldn't want to gather over it.
Just for more mass.
You just want more glass out of it, Jake? You're trying to push it a little bit bigger?
I'm trying to push it a little taller, be able to get about 750 milliliters in there. But I do also hear Chris's point, this is not Duro, this is not super stiff glass. This is a softer white, so those beautiful hatch marks going back and forth aren't going to necessarily stay as thin.
Carrie says she has 6 stadiums left.
Yeah.
6 left. I don't know. What do you think, Dad? I can make a nice tumbler out of that. I think I'm going to do it.
You're going to gather over it? But just if you blow it out, doubling it in size, all that fine filigree work's going to blow out and look a little different. But you can try it. See what it looks like. I'm going to blow mine into a wine glass that's going to be not gathered over.
So then we'll get both options.
Okay.
However, I am going to do a really thin gather. It's the least amount of glass that I can blow it out pretty thin. Leave a thick bottom on it, though.
Are you pretty thin right now in your bubble? Do you got that push pretty thin? Or
medium.
Medium?
I'd strip it real good in there.
Yeah. Could you throw those diamonds back on the bench?
You just want like a thin skin, so you're not doubling it in size.
Right.
Where do you want them at? Hand them to you when
Just
you
on
come
the
out?
bench. Thanks, Oliver.
So we decided
leave it
you're
extra thick on the bottom. Leave it, you know what I mean? Remember how we do the rocks glasses?
Yeah.
Watch that pipe. That's not going to distort it, leaving some extra thickness down there.
That's
It'll
a
be
really
nice.
good call. Big time. It's going to look really good. The glassy look. So now we're going to start shaping it up here. And I haven't blown glass in a week and a few days, so it feels pretty good to be back in here and get sweating. And I couldn't hear anything Bess was saying when this fan was on, even on its lowest setting. So We turned it right off, and we're gonna
Sweat it up.
sweat it up real good.
Just
I
get
am.
sweaty with it, dude.
I'm starting to break into one.
You've been gone for a week and a half. Started off with some really, really tricky filigrana cane work.
Yeah, perfect.
Now, technique question again, Chris. I was asking a little bit about this when we were having dinner tonight, but is this still considered filigrana work when it's encased even?
It is.
Okay.
Decanter.
Might have to be like a añejo decanter.
Oh, yeah. The tequila sipper. This would look nice with a darker liquor in it. Oh, baby. Looking like some fishnets.
No way.
Catch some
of-
shrimp.
The basket weave?
That's right.
Like that Christmas lamp.
Yes, exactly. I'm really holding the weight of it on the bottom and trying to let the glass all drip down to the bottom and let the neck get thinner.
Yeah, looking good.
I'm going to put a neckline in it, and then we're going to do the old cap and squish. Little cabbage and squash.
Jamie says, what stage is the new beverage counter at? It is in the construction stage.
It's
I would
in the
call it.
last quarter,
Yeah,
the fourth quarter.
it's getting there. We've got a coat of paint on it. Looks great.
We're
does
going
look
to be
great.
working on the bar tops later this week. We've got all the bar
Mom,
back
would you cap
equipment
the pipe?
here. We're getting the toilets and sinks and vanities all installed in the 2 new bathrooms. So we are coming along with it. Just the final
Nice.
touches is what we're putting on. You need a bench blow at all, or
Just a paddle.
capiolo?
Yep.
Watch that pipe behind you, sweetie.
Ah, my back. Might take a little bit of air from you, Mom.
I'll get a nice zoom in on this piece while you guys are doing that. Let
Yeah.
the people see what's going on.
There's a lot going on.
So everyone just prepare your eyes.
All right, Dad. Mom, blow light. Dad, squish. Mom, stop blowing. Good. I'd like to do it one more time.
Nice.
Crispy it up one more time. Whack. The jacks were a little chilly, so in the beginning it was a little funky. Thank you. I appreciate it. There it is. You heard it. Didn't I see an emoji thumbs up machine earlier?
That is just for internal use only.
Internal use only. Well, send us an emoji, you guys.
Perfect.
All right, squish, cap it. Yes.
So Michelle is capping the air
That's better.
in that piece while Chris paddles the bottom, helping it come out crisp and flat. And then Jake's holding the jacks on the top of the piece along the sidewalls, making sure it comes out square.
All right.
Punny?
Yeah.
Becky says, really cool look so far, Jay.
That's really sweet.
Ooh. That looks so good, dude.
It's freaking cool.
That's
And-
picking up really well on the camera, too.
There's going to be a really light blue hue to it because the cane was recycling white. We gathered over it with clear. And then that ball is going to be that mirror metallic super
look at the
alien eye.
Let me get a zoom in on that bottom here real quick.
Get in there, dude.
They've never seen nothing like this. This is going to, because it's made with recycled glass as the cane, it's going to keep your decanted beverage colder for longer.
Yeah, just when you look at it and it's got that little bit of icy hue to it, you're going to assume with your taste buds that your liquor is chilled.
That's like the mountains on the Coors Light can.
Yep, that's exactly it. All right, first flip around in quite a while.
As a reminder, our giveaway question for this week is, what color do you think this year's signature candy cane is going to be? Get as descriptive as you want. We want to see all of your imaginations run wild. So you're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. And when you send that email, make sure you include your name, because we love Donna. We like Donna to know who won. And you want to know who won. So coming up in just a little bit, we're going to be announcing our 2 giveaway winners this week. We've got the monthly $100 gift card winner from our e-news that gets sent out every week. And then we also will be announcing last week's winner of a beautiful, beautiful swirly sugared pumpkin. So stay tuned for that.
All right. I'm making sure I'm kind of babysitting my piece over here, just making sure that it doesn't slump. I moved it over to the hot side so it doesn't get too cold. The garage is something that the Italians gave us back in like the,
Us as the American people.
No, us as is Chris Nordine. Every
I
Italian
was just
gifted Chris
clarifying.
that garage.
yeah, the American glass blowers. Because
Yeah.
they tried to give...
It's fresh and new.
They tried to give a garage to like a garbage man, but he didn't understand what it was. He
didn't
was
know
just
what the
like,
deal was.
"Why are you giving me this piece of equipment?" And
Wasn't
then
a glass blower.
Yeah, and then his buddy was a glass blower, and he was like, "Dude, this guy just
Give me
gave
that."
this to me."
Oh, here's our special Sophie.
Oh yeah, I love that Sophie, the super stiffer. Yours is hiding over there, Jake.
I can't see it. Oh, right there?
Yeah,
Right where
that looks pretty nice, just like that. When you're a beginning apprentice glass blower, usually they'll go to make a trim and they'll pull the top out and they'll fall in love with the way it looks, and then they just save it. Because sometimes they'll
We've
mess
all
the piece
been
up
there.
making the trim. So they're like, "I think that flowery flutter looks just amazing." It's a butt vase.
I'm
I
trying
think I
to get
have
that
one.
bump out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we've all done that.
made the bumper.
The big bumper.
Got the thumbnail made.
I don't know that I've ever pulled anything out and been like, yeah, I like that. I'm always like, let me cut this away. Let me cut it 17 times until there's nothing left.
Well, I think that might be a little different. I remember when I was making my very first pieces, everybody was making their very first pieces. So I wasn't in a situation like you where you had, your...
Yeah, I don't get to compare myself to someone's first time. I get to compare myself to the Venetian goblet you just made.
Yeah, we were just dripping it on the floor and letting it drip down and hit the floor. It's gonna be a punny! All right.
Nice trim.
Silence while the trim was going on.
And leave it just like that.
So this particular technique, the filigrana with the cane work, you guys, is just such a traditional Venetian technique that it's almost mind-blowing. And all the names of how the cane worked filigrana style
Really light.
of cane
Take it right
developed
off.
was
That's good.
it all was developed in names by the theater tickets. When you went to the opera in Venice, or you went to the theater, when you were going with a big party and you had 16, 20 tickets you were buying, they would roll up into a spiral, and that's how they called it filigrana traditionally, from
Really?
the tickets coming out of the ticket machine.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if the viewers could tell that I haven't blown glass in a week and that the spacing of the bench is really awkward to me. Well, I kind of assumed they couldn't tell. Maybe they could.
That's because you
but I
can,
was pointing
because
it out.
you're walking funny when you go to the bench. You're like,
Yeah, I'm like double stepping because it's like an awkward deal. So the top's a little bit bigger than I imagined in my mind, but I think it's proportionate to the piece for pouring.
I think so too. You want to take a caliper reading so you know how big to make the top?
Absolutely, I do. But Chris has mentioned to leave the clear down there was incredible. There's a beautiful glassy line down the
That
bottom.
looks super nice.
There's a lot going on. It's gorgeous. Let me take one more flash before we do it.
So
And then
is that
all
the
we gotta
final
do
shape
is-
you're going for, Jake? Are you happy with that shape?
That was it. Check it out.
Because that does look pretty much identical to your drawing.
I don't want the top anymore. That's kind of what I was saying. If I open the lip up anymore, then the sphere would be like a baseball.
You want the outside of the sphere to probably be like
Kinda like a 50-50.
little bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
Okay.
Not around it, but you could make it around it, but it's no smaller than this.
Will you keep an eye on the balance of this so we can stamp the bottom?
Yep.
Unless,
I think you're going to have to stamp a stamp on the side.
yeah, because the bottom's so good looking. I don't know if we want to use that during the show. We could. Put a pin in that one. Thank you.
Going for the stamp bit there. Adding our signature to that piece.
I love it when it has anything to do with drinks or like rocks glasses or a decanter like this. And you put a stamp on it, it just like symbolizes a wax seal and just looks really formal and really cool.
Looks elegant.
Elegant. This piece is for sale, by the way, to the general public. We're going to put this up on the website once it's safe and sound in the box. But first, we got to get it off. And after we make the sphere,
What'll go
You
up?
want me
the
torching
sphere's
or
gonna
you
be
want
made,
to...
right?
yeah,
Do you want to be torching or do you want to put it away?
Let me get the helper.
I will torch. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's a particular torch job, and I don't know if you guys mentioned, Chris and I slightly talking about how we don't want to have the stamp on the bottom because there's this beautiful termination of the pattern in this perfect spiral. Yeah. So to have it terminate onto the GA stamp is not what we were looking for, even though that would be cool. Woo!
Oh, that looks nice in the box.
Oh yeah, nice work.
Super
Very
nice work, Jake.
Let's go.
Super tight, you guys.
There's some really good filigrana work.
Yeah.
That one just came out of nowhere and we did it.
Sweet.
So I can do the ball afterwards if you want to go ahead and take out.
I got to heat the
Your sweet
pastorelli up
piece?
and put those pieces on it.
What pieces?
The pieces that I'm being picked up on the bottom of it, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Do
Jake,
you want us to start heating that up at all or no?
No, but it's not going to take that long. This is going to have to heat up.
I gotcha. Yeah.
cut them up a little bit. I had a question for you.
Okay.
And I know the answer to this question, so don't think I'm not in the know by any means. But maybe for someone who's watching, what exactly is a decanter? What's a decanter supposed to do?
Decanters are for wine or for liquor, for anything else that you want to put in there, really, but probably just not for water, unless you pour water in there and put it on the sill and let the sun hit it, like my parents do, and get all that vitamin D and good mojo in there. But before we start chopping it, I'd rather not, unless we have a specific plan for this, just because we can get the exact amount of cane we need in a very fancy fashion, unless we have a plan that we could be sacrificing cane.
I thought the plan, will you show them just how to I don't know.
Yeah, I can snip the end off of this one here. I'll snip a little bit of a thick spot.
Dave has a question for you, Jake.
So I'm going to eyeball it here,
Do you
where
plan-
down here I'm seeing some really nice diameter stuff for a lot of the products that we do.
So this
And right
is
about
blown
here it starts
or
to get
solid?
thicker. Let's go a little bit further than that. And you just squeeze, breaks right off, and now we have a nice little magic wand. Or a unicorn horn or something sort. But now this is at the right diameter right down here for us to start with as we measure out what we're going to use it for. And sometimes that's 15-inch lengths, sometimes that's 1-inch lengths. It all depends on what sort of product we're going to make with this.
What's really interesting when you look at it, look down how it's yellow.
Oh yeah, and you can see it's like yellow all the way through.
Like on the top, you wouldn't think that it's two-tone. Very interesting. Thanks, Oliver.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so Chris is over here getting the pastorelli warm back up.
Dave, that piece is going to be solid. It's going to be much more spherical. It won't shrink and contract when you seal the bubble up in any way. And it'll just feel that much more powerful. You set it in there and it'll be like tink. And actually, I'm thinking about it. It's very important that you have a little bit of bulge outside of the lip here. And we've got the measurement to do exactly that. So I'd rather be a little bit big on the side of the sphere rather than down in there more. Because imagine if it was perfectly lined up with the lip of this. You could chip it, you'd have to be setting it down in there really hard, and you'd have a hard time getting it out. You want to have a little bit of bulge to grab onto. A bulge grabber.
It can be bigger, you don't want it to be smaller.
Right.
Caliper your size of the waiter, or you'll caliper
Dad calipered that. What do you need from us, Dad?
Eventually, I'm going to blow this out and put an Ovolio and everything on it, but then I'm going to need to have you heat that up.
Gotcha.
Fuse them together. Oliver, we're going to put an Ovolio on, punny this up. I'm going to finish the cup. We're going to punny down the inside.
Okay.
How do you spell filigrana?
Filigrana.
Filigrana.
P-H-I-L.
Filigrana.
Filigrana.
Awesome. Now that you've got that over there, hold on to it.
Wasn't I right?
You were close. You were one letter off.
2-1, 2 or something? Told ya. Not Phil-la.
Yeah.
It's Phil-la.
Phil-la. I'm going to need a bench blow in a minute, Oliver.
Okay.
Pipe's hot.
And this is always interesting for me. I've only done a few of these, but when you stick something in the garage like this, a blown vessel on a blowpipe, you just don't do that often. I don't do that often. So to then heat up this bubble from the outside back in versus having that original true glassy core heat to it, the glass does move a little differently, and I'm noticing a little bit of action on that color too. Interesting.
What action were you noticing?
Some kind of action.
I didn't get to see, dude.
It was happening, whatever it was.
No way.
I'm going to slide past you for 1 second. Pardon, thine.
Blow, Oliver. Good.
Fortunately, folks, next week I'm not going to be on the show once again. I'll be at the polls because it's election day, folks. And everyone should go out and vote. It's very important to do as an American citizen.
Okay.
And I'll be manning the Dearborn polling station, talking to the people and making everyone calm and happy and just having a beautiful day.
Which one will you be
Because
at?
that's all we can do, folks. What's that?
What one are you at?
I forget. They switched me up last year.
It was our really nice Sophietta.
There it is.
Put that on the bench. We got enough tools.
Thumbnail. I gotta cut mine. That's all I know.
Thumbnails on YouTube. YouTube is now going to let us test 3 different thumbnails to see which one performs the best.
For each video?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I did one. I have one made for you tonight. So that's
Nice.
my reminder.
2 more, you mean? So I'm seeing
Boy,
some
that glass
pumpkins
is
go
hot.
off the shelf of our virtual gallery, folks. And again, I highly suggest you check out the top grade end of the season super pumps that we've been practicing this whole entire
Thank you,
season. I know we only made 3 of those sugar pumpkins with red sugar. I don't know if that's ever been done before, but that's number 11 up on the table there.
So what's the next step?
This is going to be, and I'd be curious to see if any of our incredible viewers
More
know
pressure?
what show this piece was done, a similar piece. The last cane show we did, Chris made a super contemporary, one-of-a-kind, kind of like cane rainbow stand and a shot glass, and it was the giveaway. No one even had the option to purchase it, but I've never seen a piece like that. It was perfectly symmetrical and straight, but it was a bent line of 5 cane that stood as 2 feet for the cup.
If this is the first time someone saw the show, where did they find that?
It would be about 10 or 15 shows ago on YouTube. I don't know exactly how many shows ago it was, but I'm sure someone might remember and put it in the chat. But
It was that purple, the foot was that purple cane with the white on the exterior. I
it was,
remember.
and it could have been longer than that because that was last year's signature cane. So it could have been up to
It hasn't-
52 weeks ago.
It hasn't been 52 weeks, no way.
Between 52 and now. And if you didn't know, this is show number 291, folks. We're very close to nearing our 300 show, and we might just have a DJ for that show. And if we hit 1 million viewers on, or 1 million views on YouTube, we might just get extra rowdy in some manner. But I didn't see many suggestions about that. Did you, Bess?
Not yet.
You got to email us those. Send them along with your e-news giveaway question when you enter to win the giveaway of this show.
Lots of new names last week.
Yeah, and like I was saying, Michelle just said there was a lot of new names last week, and I didn't really quite look at the stats on Facebook while I was out of town, but I did pop in on YouTube and saw some unfamiliar names on there as well, and that really drives us and gets us excited. We love getting to know everybody, and it's super cool. We've got viewers that have been watching since the beginning, 291 shows. Nice break. And it's so cool to have the diehards, the people that know it all, to know the inside jokes, but it's also sweet to have brand new people in the house. So if you're new and you guys have the ability to type in the chat, say what up, say hello to us, let us know where you saw the show. I know a lot of people watch after the fact.
It's your opportunity to ask questions.
And it's true, we do these live because we love to answer questions, and we mentioned that we've got someone now who's potentially going to be our super editing champion, and he will be editing videos from quite a while ago and turning them into 30-minute videos and putting some, glimpses of penguins and other random things into the video and making it even more comical and pretty cool. And so those are the
Yes.
videos that you can't ask live questions on. Yes, that's a beautiful, 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 beautiful looking situation. We love the challenge of paddling a lip nice and smooth when the paddle is nothing but bent.
You're bent.
I am a little
I'm
bit.
imagining you want this side up.
Yes. Left side is darker.
So Oliver's preheating the garage in there, and at this point the garage has been on for 2.5 hours. That means that I'd say it's fully heated up, and we either at this point need to assume it's heat and use that extra heat on the left side in the left door. It's going to be just starting to get hot enough that, oh my,
Hot enough that, oh my.
that it'll start to slump the glass. But Chris just used centrifugal force to spin just a little bit faster with just the right heat on the lip of this piece to flare it out without using the jacks, and that's a gorgeous bell-shaped shape.
That's
shape.
insane.
And if that did have a ball in it, a dangling ball,
Dangling ball.
it could be a bell.
Hold that up in the air for me. Would you, please?
Speaking of bell,
Yeah.
Speaking of a bell, there it is. That's the bell shape, folks.
You want me to just get it right over the flame?
Bing! No, that move doesn't cost anything. It just means that if you could subscribe, if you can like the channel, if you can spread the love about us, it's free to you, and it's big money to us. This is what subscribes, or this is what keeps our business afloat, the family business here in Dearborn, Michigan.
How are we doing this?
Richard says, hi,
And
I'm
I'm
not
going to the left
exactly
side.
new. I started watching during the pandemic, but lost the notifications and just found you guys again.
What up, Richard? Let's get it now. Yeah, the algorithm works in fantastic ways. That's for sure. That's right. You guys can totally change your notifications on YouTube and on the Facebook to make sure you don't miss a show. That's an elegant, classy, clear, white, beautiful piece. I'll take this. Woo! Nice piece.
It's a little nerve-wracking to put something like that away because you know it's in a delicate state right now, and you got to get it into the heat.
But you don't want to move too fast.
If I rush and I hit the garage door, I'm not allowed back on the show.
Yeah, you're out of here.
The decanter is live.
Beautiful.
So if you were interested in that beautiful, what did you call it? That
Filigrano
one?
decanter, and that is live on the Gathering Point website, folks.
I will put that link in the comments for you all.
That's the Glass Academy website, the Gathering Point tab. I wanted to show off number 9 over here. As we got into the end of the season, this is part of the reason why we want to do this can drive 10%, come in and fill up your harvest table special move, is because at the end of the year, we started experimenting more and more with different colors, different sugars. I already mentioned that red sugar was something totally new, but the stems were going on better and better, and this is a whiskey sugar. This is like almost like clear glass, so it's just enough to catch that light, but not too much that, it's too electric. It's just super tasty, and you can't replicate it. These are handmade by us. The stem looks amazing. One of a kind. That's number 9. And we also, looks like, number 5.
That's
This
a cool
acorn.
one.
This is the only one like this with texture on the nut, and it's honestly perfectly shaped. I love the stem. The cap's perfectly symmetrical. It's super chubby. Perfect little point. We got into a rhythm with these. And you got some leaves for accents on there as well. Oh, yeah. I love the camera. There he is. He's thinking hard. You got Chris over here working the pasty. Not to be confused with Pasternak on the Boston Bruins.
Is that team you're a big fan of, Jake?
Nope, that's not the one.
You know all the players on it.
So, Jake, the other night I went to the Wings-Oilers game.
Oh, good game.
It was a good game.
That is a good game. They've been playing pretty good, not
They
great.
have. It was cool to see McDavid in person, I'm not going to lie.
McDavid's a dog. Back into the heat, folks. And this is a really tough move. Oliver was just mentioning how he likes to, or he was a little nervous about going into the garage with that on a plate and the wobbliness, but the timing you need to get in there and make sure it doesn't crack. Chris has got a pretty powerful move here too, and Oliver was doing it earlier with the cane that I rolled up. You got all those canes on there, and especially the first time that you step into the heat, they're all completely loose. And they were able to roll around, and you lean this thing like 25% too far to the left into the flame, which is the way I like to do it a little bit, and they'll slip right off and fall on the floor, and that's just a treacherous, treacherous deal. But Chris has got plenty of heat on this one. These aren't going anywhere. He's going to take the tweezers. You can start to see the color change. This is that same type green that we used in the very beginning when we made that twist cup. And he's noticing they're not quite stuck together, so he's going to rotate it one more time with elegance and class. And here comes Oliver with his new tool.
I'm going to read a comment here real quick from Beth on the Facebook side.
Sorry,
Go
you
for
can't
it.
have any answer to that tool, Oliver.
Yeah, I'll explain what I
Sorry.
got here in a little
I can barely
bit.
hear you guys when yeah.
No, bring it.
Nope, go for it. I'm going to talk to Chris here for a second.
Okay. So Beth says, my kids are loving our new Tuesday night tradition since
Woo!
I saw you guys at the Renaissance Festival this summer. The oohs and ahs are real over here. Hello, Beth. Hello to your children. Thanks for joining us.
That's what we love to hear. And I was just talking with the watch guy that I go and see earlier who was working on the Red Wing special, and he was doing the same thing with his kids too, and he runs his own business and he knows how it goes around here, us going to work and all that goodness. It was cool talking with him, but he was saying the same thing. He sat down with his kids and they had a blast watching it together. A watchman. So he's getting a real deep heat on it again, and you got to be careful too with the metal. You guys know, as we've talked about many times on the show before, and is the reason that we preheat all the pipes over here, glass sticks to hot metal. So you want to be right on the edge of getting these hot enough that you're going to melt them and squish them all together. And these are some thick cane, by the way. That's why it's taken so long. But if he overheats it, they're going to stick to the metal plate, and then it might explode. No, it won't explode, but that is a really hot plate. We're going to have to see what happens here. And he had to do that because these cane are so thick. A little tap tap to try and get these to dislodge, a little stickage. Ooh!
The surgeon.
Yeah, nice move. That'll wake us up. There it goes. Nice, he got it.
Nice and fused together, though.
And he's going. He's going for the punty. It's gonna be hard to say what it is. We've got this cup top that Chris created, and then it's gonna have a foot on it of some kind that we're making with cane.
Have we talked about what the foot is already? Am I going to spoiler it if I talk about it?
I mentioned it with my hands. I said a rainbow of cane.
Okay.
So he just did a Maurice and punny in one on his own. He must have been thinking ahead too as well to think out how long these cane will be sitting here as he makes this punny. So that little bit of extra heat is kind of a perk so that he can take the time to do that Maurice and that punny, and now he's got them flat and amazing.
Coming behind you. Taking it to the far
on
bench.
the pipe. Now Chris is a lefty, so he does always stand right there like that. But this is a beautiful shot here when you get the light of the heat blasting through. Imagine if there wasn't any light added into the scenario when you get things hot. Imagine if we had to only blow glass just by the way it moves and feels. It would be pretty interesting. And you actually get a taste of that if you're a glass blower and you've ever blown glass outside. When the sun comes in on crystal clear glass, and on most colors actually, the lighting and the heat reflection looks completely different than when it's not in direct sunlight. Crystal clear glass especially. When you're outside, we're at the Renaissance Festival, we got our mobile unit out there, and we're blowing glass and the sun's coming down at like 1 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon, and we're sweating, sweat's dripping off our forehead. And you got a clear gather out of the furnace. You can't even really tell what's going on except for just feeling the glass move on the end of the pipe. So what are you doing here, Chris?
Heat the ends up so I can get them even because they're going to be sitting down on the piece. Bottom of the piece. We're going to get that going right now.
Should I be turning this leftover glass into a punny for you right now, Chris, or should I just toss this and get you one later?
It can work for a punny for me.
Let's get a good look at that thing.
Just look right at it.
Mmm.
They've never seen anything like that before.
Never.
How many punnies do you think? I wonder how many punnies I've made on the live show so far.
That's a darn good question.
At least 2.
At least 2. Do you think it's more than 100?
We need
200
like
or
a
300?
You know, I wonder how we could work this so that like maybe it's like if we had a gather count or a punny count, it would be like if every show, when we hit the 12th gather of the show, we need to drop down and do 15 push-ups. I know our viewers would call it out.
It's got a little bit of a wobble to it.
I think that's an interesting idea. See if anyone remembers that for next week. On the 12th gather of the show, call it out. We'll do 15 push-ups. Nice. So he molded that into a beautiful curved shape. Didn't try and freehand it. He used that amazing tool that Oliver had in his hand, the frit tray.
Mm-hmm. Now, Chris didn't ask me to grab that tool. I just
Grabbed
mind
it.
linked with him and saw that he was thinking about something like that.
You turned on MindLink on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Me and Chris connected via Bluetooth.
It's dangerous.
Let's go, Robo Oliver. With the Bluetooth MindLink. Yeah. Beautiful break. Oliver's got it. Now this is kind of like punting on the inside of a foot like we did on that last goblet show. Or it's kind of like... Nice, Chris doing the swap around. It's like putting on the inside of a cup top, for example, where you've got glass coming onto the pipe, so the way everything bends and moves is a little bit backwards.
It's exactly backwards.
It's exactly backwards because the access point is either in the middle or all the way down on the end of the piece. I'm trying to explain this a little bit better. The bending point's right at the tip, and all this glass is coming back this way, versus the bending point being here and any glass off here bending and shifting that way. It's actually shifting that way. So really, it just puts your brain into a pretzel.
It would, but guess what? It doesn't, because we blow glass backwards all the time when we teach classes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's a
There's
fact.
a plug for our classes right there, everybody. We be blowing glass like this with you, making you feel like a champion.
That's a plug from Classman Oliver, the class coordinator, and it's true. We got some really cool classes scheduled, actually through when? April now, Oliver?
Oliver, go up with that while you're talking.
We got classes on the website to be booked up through April. They are booking already.
Which is amazing. Shout out to our team of Oliver and Heather for getting that figured out, getting uploaded on the website. Jamie on the YT side says, I will be doing the Spirella mushroom class this weekend. It will be awesome.
Hey, Bess.
Yes.
Can you hand me that pink rag on the rack next to you?
Yep.
Thank you. Yep. You want me over the flame or just up?
Up in the air and then heat.
Okay.
Take one flash and we're going to go for it.
Got it, boys.
And you're going to bring it, when I call you, you're going to come down and bring the roller right down underneath my piece so it's kind of close to it, okay?
As close as possible for the quick grab and flip.
Okay, am I meeting you at the bench then?
Not quite yet, I'll call you over in a second.
Okay.
Steady. This one's always a little bit of a forearm front side sizzler, what Oliver's doing right now.
Yep.
Holding the weight of the piece and not getting your hand too close to the heat that it sizzles.
Right down here, below the mirror, right down here.
This is it, folks. Yes. And Chris very quickly grabbed it where he had to, and then to squish it on, moved the tweezers away from the thinnest part of the piece and snuck it onto the thick part of the Evolio so that he wouldn't crack it with the cold tweezers. Cold being relative, because I know he preheated those a little bit too.
Now, Chris, I'm not quite sure what more assisting you might need on this.
I don't think any. I think
You want to stamp on there anywhere?
I'm going to stamp the bottom when we knock it off, and we're going to use the forks to put it away.
Okay.
So you can get the forks ready. Not the big giant ones, the metal ones. All right?
I got the big metal forks over there already.
Sounds good.
I had a feeling you were going to make something fancy and footed.
I like it. All right, I'm going to put a drop of water in this puppy, and I think we're going to be ready to go.
All right, I'm bringing the stamp over. Excuse me.
Holler if you need me.
So there's only 75 more steps that need to happen here. We're going to get a little bit of water on this punty, make it the most brittle part. Chris is going to knock it off. Flame polish it smooth, stamp it with our signature. Then with this perfectly preheated fork, we're going to scoop it up and take it all away, get it in the box. I'll take that from you, Chris. Thank you.
The scoop and ride.
And for anyone who's new here, all this needs to happen without any more reheat. So if at any point we dilly-dally too much and that cup gets too cold, that is no bueno. So we're just going to try and move very, very fast.
Did I hear Albert just bust out his Spanish?
I'm multilingual.
Chat's gotten a little quieter because we've had a very intense piece. Kellis says, that's awesome. I think it's great how y'all work together. Pat says, nice work, Chris. Dave says, Chris is deep in thought on the masterpiece he's about to unleash.
Really nice, Chris.
Big time.
While Jake is drawing up here real quick, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. I don't have too much to talk about, but I do have 2 giveaway pieces. So first and foremost, I've got our $100 gift card.
Yes.
So in case you are new around here, we send out a weekly newsletter called the E-News. And there is a question there that you get to answer, and at the end of the month, we do a drawing out of everybody who's answered that, and you get to win a $100 gift card.
Woohoo!
I don't know of any other small business that is giving out $100 every single month on top of all of the other giveaways we do.
That's a
It's
fact.
amazing. So to our $100 gift certificate winner, congratulations, Kim. Kim, you are going to receive an email.
Let's go, Kim.
And that is going to have your gift certificate code in there. That is good on things, products. I forgot words for a second. It's also
All
good on
kinds of
classes. So you can use it for whatever you'd like. You're going to get an email about that from Donna this week, so keep an eye out. Next, we've got our beautiful sugared swirled pumpkin, I believe. Let's see what Donna called it this week. She called it the swirled sugared pumpkin. All right, I wasn't too far off. Our question for last week was, how do you like eating your nerds or your favorite candy? If you guys remember, we made that giant nerd last week. We burned the nerds. I mean, we almost blew up the glory hole because Jake and Chris were gone. So a lot of people, it's really kind of split actually. So a lot of people said eat them one by one. And that's whether it's nerds or it's their favorite candy. They like to savor it. Some people do separate their favorite colors and eat their favorite colors first. Or some people eat their least favorite colors first. So it's all over the place. Somebody said eat them all at once. I can't stand the sticky hands, so they have to be dumped from the package straight into my mouth. That's fair. I understand that too. Let's see here. I'm going to read this one. It says, I eat them all at once, but my candy dish contains Warhead gummies, Sour Patch gummies, hot tamales, all different Mike and Ikes, even tropical Mike and Ikes. Let me tell you, the combinations are mind-numbing assortments of eye-rolling yumminess. You got to try it. It sounds like chaos, but it sounds like those viral videos where everybody dumps in a different box of candy and shakes it up, and I need to try it at least once. Our winner says, I eat them all at once. They're yummier when they're eaten all together. So congratulations to Missy. So Missy, you're going to receive an email about how to get your beautiful sugared pumpkin. I believe in the comments earlier you said you're located in Dearborn, so if you want to come in and pick it up, you won't even have to pay for shipping. So keep an eye out on your email, and you're going to get an email from Donna, so congratulations. Jake is getting started now on what I believe is our giveaway piece. Is that correct?
This will be the giveaway.
Perfect. So our giveaway question for this week is, what color do you think this year's signature candy cane is going to be? You are going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com with your name in the email as well. And you're going to get entered to win whatever this beautiful piece is we're about to make here. Of course.
So this is going to be an alternative way to do a similar cup to what Chris had made in the beginning. That was the members special super tumbler. I'm going to give it a crack with the leftover cane, that green and yellow, so we can attempt to do this alternative style.
That's cool. I mean, the other way over having two styles.
Do I have enough glass?
Might want just a little bit more.
Another reminder for you guys, we are doing a food drive for part of the month of November. So if you guys bring in 3 cans of unexpired food, please don't grab the random cans sitting around in your basement. I know you have them. We all have them. Don't bring those in because somebody needs to eat these. So you're going to bring in 3 cans of food, and you get 10% off in the gallery, which is
Uh-oh, we got a duck
amazing.
bill.
And we're going to collect those from November 1st to November 17th. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's the first time we've ever done a program like this, and I think I'm pretty excited about it.
It's a fantastic idea.
It's a really cool idea, and it feels really good during Thanksgiving time to be spreading a little love around like that and doing something for a cause. It's also just nice having people in the studio. So whether you guys are planning on purchasing anything or not, we will be making a trip to the food bank. We will be posting on social media about it and keeping you informed on how it goes down. And if you want to donate a little and come say hi to us and just check in and come check out the progress of the bar, we highly encourage you guys do that because we want to see you, and it should be a pretty good time. How do we think, Oliver? Looking good?
I was kind of going super nice, slow, and easy, but I think there's enough heat on there for you to get in there and just go for it.
That was perfect. Did you guys hear that? That was a perfect pickup. We just did it. Thanks,
We just
Oliver.
did it.
Nice work.
Did you
I'm
notice
in
that
love
there
with
was a
that
couple
pickup.
of big pieces at the very top that were a little bit thicker that just broke off?
Yeah, I noticed a lot. I noticed a lot going on. They do the old spaghetti move on there. You know, it's like,
It's the end of the show. The espresso's wearing off.
God.
It's perfect.
Wait till we twist it up. It will be perfect. What if I just do the old one of these? You want to get a zoom in on this, Mom?
You gotta tell them what's going on and why.
It's the drip and swirl.
Drip and swirl, Alini.
Alini. That's the Italian way.
Exactly.
This was one of the gifts that all the Italians came over and gifted to Jake, was the drip and swirlolini
Alini.
and a garage.
Still a nice giver, guys.
This is going to be sweet. I mean, that's actually a very intentional swirl now that it's been intentionally swirled.
Stretch it all out to line it up and then swirl it out real nice.
Yes.
So wait, the Italians gave Chris the garage, but they gave Jake this technique?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the
And
cool
it's-
thing about this, go ahead.
No, I just had more jokes. Go ahead, Jay. I was just going to dive into...
Can I
to
get
the
a little
jokes.
air then?
Yeah, I'll give you some air.
The cool thing about this is that because that color was encased, both the green and the yellow, there's no chance for it to react with the other color. So we could have swirled the heck out of this and it wouldn't have turned into brown.
Is that what a reaction is like?
Usually, the green's usually pretty good. The yellow will turn very quite brown. Blow. Slow down. A little bit more. That's good. I was looking at my glasses. I was drinking out of some glasses, and I was looking at the ones at my house, and I was really trying to think that this actually looks super cool.
Did we just find a new thing to use all our stringers on?
Yes, to all of those things. Trying to stretch the glass a little bit more and make some thinner glass because it's just so pleasurable to drink out of a glass with a really thin lip on it. Blow. That's good. Blow. That's good. I'm going to go a hair taller with it. Give you one of these shapes.
It's looking really nice-a-leany.
Was that the karate chop
Mussolini.
shape?
It was. I just got him. Don't want to stretch it too thin with this bar color and the different melting temperatures of the green and the yellow. So I'll give it one more swing. We'll give it a tender puff. And that'll be that. Ultra light. Thank you. All right, we'll squitch it on the next one. So we're going to go for our patented cabbage and squash here, especially on a thinner cup. It's really nice to be able to lay into that bottom with the wooden paddle and not worry about squishing it all the way up into the top of it.
Now, could Chris just use the back of that clipboard?
Maybe. Yeah, will you squish this?
Yep.
Okay. Nice. Blow, Oliver. Good. All right, let's just put a punny on it. That's looking cool.
No Maurice, just punny?
Yeah. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Check it out in the lighting over here.
You're down as that lightest right.
Looking pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's like painted.
Yeah. You can't enter to win this giveaway, but the people can.
I do have the giveaway question up on the screen.
I can answer. I'm gonna answer. Okay.
People wouldn't call it real.
Employees and owners aren't allowed.
It doesn't say that. Never said that.
This is true.
Well, you know what they say.
What did I say? Shoemaker shoes. That's fiction.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not your winner.
This is cool looking. This is really cool looking. This could be a cool glass.
I know. So I'm going to enter to win it. I'm going to go to enews@glassacademy.com and I'm going to put in my name, Bob Smith. And when Donna spins the wheel of names and it comes up to Bob Smith, you guys all heard it here. That's me.
I think we're just going to have to remember this one for the Michigan room. Imagine this one in 2 blues and a white. An alias. Thanks, Oliver.
Imagine this in a purple and a yellow.
And a magenta, purple, and yellow.
Purple and yellow, dude.
I don't know anything about that combo.
2 purples and a yellow? Come on.
Met in the park.
A purple and magenta?
I think Bess and I are on the same page on this one, Oliver.
I mean, purple and yellow are technically like complementary colors.
But not really. If there's anyone in the chat that likes purple and yellow, you guys should send Oliver some love. 'Cause he needs it.
Send me some love. I'm gonna make my own tumbler, Jake, and it's gonna be bigger, better, with 2 purples and a yellow. Just look at that and think purple. And
I
then
like purple.
and then think a little smattering of yellow in there.
Yeah, this
Right
totally
now it looks
does.
super 70s.
Completely.
I know it's going to look so different once it cools down and the colors actually show, but right now, if someone was drinking out of these colors, they'd be wearing a pair of aviators.
Yeah, totally.
They drive a station wagon.
Bronco.
Definitely.
I like the old school one.
Yep. No new Bronco.
Do you think it would have like the Texan like horn on the front of the hood
Probably.
across it?
Probably.
Super tender on that lip now. Okay, hit it again when I go on the outside. Notch.
That's cool.
What about this has reminded me of our tornado cups?
The shape.
The shape?
Stephanie says every Lakers fan loves purple and yellow.
Yeah, you're right, Stephanie. Those
So
poor
Jake,
people.
you're just out here being openly anti-lake.
Yeah,
We got 5 Great Lakes here, and you're being anti-lake.
if that's how you're gonna put it. Let's put a stamp on the side here.
Okay, I'm bringing
It's almost
it.
time to go to bed.
Adel, what do you think?
Is it warm? Looks pretty cool, huh? There you go.
I think we're gonna have to remember this style. Put it in the memory bank.
Well, and I like that there's still some clear parts that you can see through to the drink in there.
Absolutely.
With those colored salts.
Yeah, I mean, we could pick any 2 colors. You just pull out the cane. I mean, this could even be like some kind of like
We need to use some stringers.
2-person or 2-day class type deal.
No way.
I don't know.
He's making it up as he goes.
I mean, really, this could be anything.
Those need preheated.
Woo.
I will ring this bell. Jay, come over here and give a thumbs up while I ring this bell. I don't have the finesse for that bell just yet.
No, you really got to kind of work it. You can't hold on to it.
I
It's
want
kind
to
of like
hold
a,
on to it.
It's like a light.
We'll figure it out eventually.
Anyway, folks, that's a really cool giveaway and seriously will go down and be documented. Someone's going to get one of the first ever of those to be made, and we may make more.
One thing I want to mention is that the piece Chris made, I am working on getting up posted right now. So if you were interested in that piece, check out the website in just a few minutes, and that'll be posted.
Awesome.
And her show is live all week.
Absolutely. If you guys can't hear Michelle, show's live all week. We do still have some amazing pieces available on the table.
Final pumpkin haul. Buy it as a gift. You're going to see your family. Thanksgiving is the rest of all the way up to November 26th or 8th or something like that.
I'm bringing my mom a pumpkin this weekend.
It's a good move. And organize your canned food. I know we've all got a few cans sitting deep in our drawer. I just looked at them yesterday. I got, green beans, regular beans, kidney beans, refried beans, garbanzo beans, and that's already 5, so we're good to go there.
Outside of the food drive, maybe just bring in some canned pears for your favorite Oliver. Maybe
you need to bring a 4th can in to get your 10%.
The sliced pear halves are really good. I'm a fan of those.
We appreciate you guys. We're ready to go over and out.
Ready to go.
Have a beautiful, beautiful week. We'll see you guys next week. I won't see you, but go out and vote from now until next week. You guys be a part of America. It's super cool. And goodbye.
Good night.
Later, everybody.